Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk about the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's right, guys, this series, mini-series, limited series, whatever you want to call it, has flown by. We're already here at episode 6. It's the last one. We've gotten the equivalent of about 2 movies worth of story here, which is great. We've had time to develop some new characters. We've had time to learn a lot more about characters that we have loved for decades, and we still have all this anticipation because I think we can all feel another Kenobi Vader showdown here in the finale before it's all said and done. Even though some of our characters aren't in real peril because they've got plot armor, we know that they exist in the future. There is a very real threat to this refugee ship that Obi-Wan and Leia are on. The hyperdrive is down. Vader in the surprise, he's still alive. Grand Inquisitor are presumably in pursuit. And Reva, the third sister, left for dead, has discovered Obi-Wan's communicator that has Bail Organa's message on it, revealing that there is a boy on Tatooine. Now, what Reva's going to do with that? Who knows? She's just been beaten by Vader. The Grand Inquisitor has basically told her that she's worthless, that she should go back to the gutter. They've left her for dead. She may want... I don't see a move for her to go back to them. They know that she was infiltrating them with the goal of killing Vader. And now what does she do? So, I'm ready to jump into it. If you are, let's get right to it, guys. This is part 6, not book 6, part 6 of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You're not bringing him to me.
I'm bringing him to you.
I'm bringing him to you.
If he's learned of the children, I'll head to Tatooine.
Well, we know that secret has to die with Reva. Because we know Vader doesn't know about Luke and Leia as his children until after A New Hope. Who's back on Tatooine? Are we just with Owen here?
You can have what's left when I'm done.
Is this when she became an Inquisitor, or is she an Inquisitor now?
I'm looking for a farmer.
No, this is after.
Named Owen.
Okay, so she's just gone to Tatooine. How did she get there so quickly?
Hyperdrive's almost ready. Move all power to the rear shields.
We need a new belt for the speeder.
Certain somebody broke the last one.
Young Luke.
Owen,
We're getting some young Luke.
there's something you need to know.
No, wait, you can't just leave me here.
I'm the one that Vader wants. If I go, he will follow.
I'm not letting you.
Leia! I find she needs to be given space. Just
You must promise me that you'll get her home, Haja, as soon as I'm in the clear.
You have my word.
Okay.
Although the word of a liar and a fake Jedi may not mean much to you.
It's good enough for me.
Owen and Baru. So presumably that water cellar didn't give him up?
How did she know it was here?
I don't know. All I know is she's coming.
We're enough. You and me.
You said you'd take me home.
I wish that I could, Leia. Really, I do.
Through all of this, they're getting shot at rapidly by an Imperial Star Destroyer.
She would have wanted you to have it.
It's empty.
Well, I wasn't going to give you a blaster, Leia. You're 10 years old.
Maybe when you're 12.
I have to face him, Master.
Do we get a
Whether you
Qui-Gon
guys
moment?
or I do. this ends today. There are not many leaders left. People follow you. Don't stop.
Just getting started.
Do we know Roken from anything else, or is he entirely new? He feels new to me. But with a comment like that, it feels like, oh, maybe he is part of New Hope or something.
We're tracking him in an escape craft. There's one life form aboard.
We cannot prioritize one lone Jedi.
He is not just any Jedi.
We know he's gonna take the
Follow
left.
Kenobi.
Yeah.
At once, Lord Vader.
The Tuscans are on the hunt again. They're raiding farms along the waste. If anything goes wrong, you know what to do. You run.
I'm not afraid.
I know.
Well, we know Owen and Beru survived too, so...
I will face him alone.
Where are we? I don't know this place. I don't think. Okay. What's Lola gonna do before this episode's over?
That's the perimeter. She's here.
She just wants to kill Luke because he's Vader's son? I guess I could see that. You killed all my youngling friends, I'm gonna kill your child. It would be a lot more powerful if Vader knew about him. Here we go. Well, we definitely have the grand vista here.
I will do what I must.
Love the music.
Will die.
Whoa. Don't pull away from the fight. Everything you're pushing down on her is cover for you. Interesting. You got this sort of close quarters thing because of all these rock pillars that they're fighting amongst. Whoa! He staggered him.
Your strength has returned.
Vader's stronger, though. Oh, that's dirty, man.
You will always lose.
Whoa. I have the high ground. Holy crap. Just burying him alive.
You have failed, Master.
Well, we know that's not true.
What do you want?
Justice.
She's coming!
Go!
Run, Luke, run! In all the time we knew him, Luke never talked about the time an Inquisitor chased him out into the desert when he was 10.
You cannot run.
This would be a good time for some Qui-Gon help. Yes. We're just doing behind the back passes with lightsabers. Whoa. Holy shit, Obi-Wan. Holy shit. Kill his CPU. Holy shit. He's like kicking his ass at this point. Does he still have hope for his... Whoa. Oh my god. It's just like the Vader, the Anakin Ahsoka fight. The Vader Ahsoka fight. That was in like Rebels. Holy shit, Obi beat Vader. Oh, awesome.
Anakin.
Anakin's gone.
Oh, I love what they did with the voice there.
I am what remains.
I'm sorry. For all of it.
This is everything I wanted.
I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan.
This is everything I wanted.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. The same way I will destroy you.
Then my friend is truly dead.
Which is why he tells Luke Vader killed Anakin.
Goodbye, Darth.
Wow. Oh. Wow. That's everything I wanted. Absolutely everything. You're just gonna kill a kid? Just like Anakin did? Really?
He's gone.
I'll look in the Dune Sea. We'll search till we find him.
Ben!
Reva's bringing him back. He's not dead.
I failed him. He killed them all and I couldn't do it.
By showing mercy, you have given them peace.
You seem agitated, my friend.
He will not evade me again.
Perhaps your feelings for your old master have left you weakened.
Kenobi means nothing. I serve only you, my master.
Okay. And that's why we don't go hunting Kenobi. Now we finally get it. Boom, boom, boom. We get a little Leia epilogue, I guess. She's doing her own cosplay. I love it.
Is that a holster? I love it.
More cousins?
Not exactly.
Oh.
Lola!
Who am I to separate a young lady from her droid? Well, if you ever need my help again, you know where to find me.
Let's hope that day never comes.
You are wise, discerning, kind-hearted, qualities that came from your mother. But you're also passionate and fearless, and these are gifts from your father. I wish I could tell you more.
It's okay. You don't have to. Will I ever see you again?
God damn it.
Maybe. Someday. If you ever need help from a tired old man. But we must be careful.
Goodbye. Obi-Wan.
Not even gonna, like, invite him in for dinner or something? Super quick visit. Lola goes in the holster. Yeah, that's gotta go back. Oh, and I'll let him have it this time. You're leaving your cave.
You know, you were right. He just needs to be a boy. The only protection he needs now, Owen, is you and Beru.
Ben? You want to meet him?
Are we gonna get that?
Hello there.
That's all we need. Hello there. Oh, jeez. I think those are the very first lines Obi uttered to Luke in New Hope. In fact, I'm 99% sure of it.
Master Qui-Gon.
Well, took you long enough. I was always here, Obi-Wan. You just were not ready to see. Come on, you've got a ways to go.
Where are they off to? Little Liam Neeson camp? Oh my god. No, I should sit through the end of this, right? Just in case they're going to announce something crazy like Season 2 or something else that we don't know yet. Oh, interesting. They're not crediting Liam Neeson. Unless I totally missed him. I guess that's that. Oh, man. All the feels in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes there. I talked about, I can't remember whether it was episode 3 or episode 4. I talked about managing your expectations for a series. And sometimes you have to reevaluate what you're looking to get out of a show. And I was no longer looking for this show in particular to be something really special, and I was happy for it to be just something fun. And it was a lot of fun until it became something really special again. That final confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader was everything I wanted between those two characters. They have such a rich history, so much richer than just the movies. If you haven't seen the Clone Wars, please, please, please see the Clone Wars. But yeah, they've got so much. They're truly brothers. They've got so much history. They've got such a bond, and that was the perfect final confrontation there. Obi-Wan overpowered him, and yet showed mercy. And beyond that, we got Vader saying in no uncertain terms, not only is Anakin dead, I killed him, which goes a long way to the mistruth that everyone accuses Obi-Wan of telling in Episode 4, Star Wars: A New Hope, when he tells Luke that Darth Vader killed your father. Well, Vader just admitted to killing Anakin Skywalker. So maybe less of a mistruth, like maybe even more of a literal truth than we sort of took back in the day. I love the moment that Kenobi finally got with Leia back on Alderaan. Just telling her the characteristics she got from each of her parents and you could tell how much more he wanted to say, but also you knew he wasn't going to say it, and that's the right thing, obviously. But that obviously sets up those opening moments of New Hope, of Leia recording that message in R2. So many echoes from the very first moments of Star Wars. You know, I shouldn't get so freaking emotional about this, but man, it hits you in the gut. You know, this is a story I've been following since I was 5 years old, and I'm pushing 50. So do the math, you know. It's crazy. I love that the two hardest fights. Well, maybe not the two hardest, but two of the hardest fights two of the hardest fights Vader has ever had are with his master right here, and with his Padawan Ahsoka in Rebels. And in both those fights, they crack open his mask and we reveal half his face, and it feels like they each get to have their goodbye moment with Anakin because they're seeing the man behind the mask. And in each case, the man behind the mask, the message is pretty similar both times. It's, I'm not Anakin anymore. Anakin's dead. You know, it's interesting because compare this lightsaber fight to the one we do get in New Hope when Vader kills Obi-Wan. You know, just the level of choreography, the level of combat. It's evolved, but whew, this episode redeemed the series. Like, the series, no, that's not true, because the series didn't need redemption, but it elevated it from, like I said, from fun to special. And I mean, that episode in particular, yeah, just there were so many moments that were engineered, that were written so cleverly, and because this is just a 6-part series, they were set up from the beginning, but none of them felt clunky. They all felt well written. They all felt deserved and worthwhile. They felt what's the way to put it? I wish I was better with words right now. They felt real. They felt earned. They felt deserved. They felt, each one of those moments felt like it belonged, that it wasn't shoehorned into place, that there were no square pegs and round holes here. Everything slid into place perfectly. So satisfying. And it feels like, you know, a big jigsaw piece went into the puzzle, and there was a gap to fill, and suddenly we have a really special picture of what fills that gap. Of course, there's questions, you know, like whenever a show like this leaves a character like Reva alive, what becomes of her? You know, she obviously, I mean, she never wanted to be an Inquisitor. She wanted, the only reason she joined the Inquisitors was to get close to Vader, to kill Anakin Skywalker, to avenge the death of her youngling classmates. And she failed in that task. But they didn't need avenging. Maybe they needed honoring instead. And maybe she learned that lesson. But now what does she do? Why don't we ever see her again? What's her story? I like what they were trying to do with Reva. I'm not sure they 100% succeeded in this show, but it was an interesting attempt. A very interesting attempt to tell the story of a youngling, but the fact that there was a youngling survivor, period, seems it raises questions to begin with. But we know that Grogu was a youngling survivor, and he was presumably on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple too, based on what we've seen of his flashes of memory. So someone helped get him out. Maybe the same person helped Reva, although she ended up in the gutter. It feels more like she got herself out. Anyhow, will we ever see Reva again? Who knows? Where is Obi-Wan off to? It feels like he sort of absolved himself of babysitting duties. He had that very brief meeting with Luke. Hello there. Just like the first words we hear from Obi-Wan. And now he's off on a journey. He's packed up his cave and he's heading into the wilds of Tatooine. What does he do for the next 8 years? Obviously, he's back in his cave by the time episode 4. So, what's he up to? What does he do? He's refound his purpose. But does he leave the planet? Does he go off on missions to help other Jedi? Or what? I don't feel like he's participating with the rebels right now. I feel like that's Bail Organa's fight right now. And it will soon become Leia's. She's ready to put something other than Lola in that holster. Let's talk about the acting in this, because there were some great performances, like really, really great performances. Ewan McGregor, man, like I'm not sure whether it was this episode or an earlier one, but I talked about how much acting he does just with his eyes. Like, there's so much emotion just in his eyes. Like there's something special going on there, and man, does he embody the character of Obi-Wan. Like, I will always identify him with the character more than Sir Alec Guinness. And this particular iteration of the character, I love. And maybe it's just because I'm a man of a similar age. I identify with him a lot more than I identify with the snarky mid-20-year-old that you see in, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars, that sort of era. Don't get me wrong, that Obi-Wan's a ton of fun, but this Obi-Wan here, sort of going through his own personal midlife crisis of a sort, is a really interesting one, and McGregor knocked it out of the park. I remember when we first saw Vader, when we first heard Vader, and it sounded like James Earl Jones, then that was confirmed in the end credits. It makes sense that you do that, but I wasn't sure how I felt about it. And I continue to not be sure how I felt about that, just because it takes a little something away from Hayden Christensen by not giving us the sound of his voice. But I think it was worth it, because we got that moment in this episode where we hear Hayden's voice only partly modulated by the mask. And it's almost like they were overlaying Hayden's voice with James Earl Jones's and perhaps some other mechanical speaker effect in there or something. But that voice was such a perfect embodiment of what Vader is. He's, as much as he says he killed Anakin, he may not be Anakin on an emotional level or on a psychological level, but he's still physically Anakin. He still looks like Anakin. He still sounds like Anakin. And that's why it's so hard for Obi-Wan to give up on his friend. And it's not until there's that complete rejection in this episode that Obi-Wan finally gives up on Anakin and lets go. Because I think, right up to the end there, he had hope that he could somehow bring his friend back. It's weird. I watched Arcane earlier this year, And on that level, it's a very similar story. Obi-Wan and Anakin is very much like Vi and Powder, and Anakin becomes Vader and Powder becomes Jinx, and it's at the climax of the story that Obi-Wan and Vi give up on their younger siblings. They have to let go. They realize their younger sibling is too far gone, and Jinx tells Vi that you killed Powder, and Vader tells Obi-Wan that Vader killed Anakin. You know, a lot of parallels there. Very interesting. Brothers and sisters, even if it's just in name, like here, it's a powerful relationship, and you add that master-student relationship on top of that, and it's an incredibly strong bond. But we finally saw it broken right here. Very bittersweet ending, but it sets us up for everything that comes next. Anyway, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me here on Neil Talks. I love doing these reactions. I love hearing your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I will continue to react to all Star Wars live content as it comes down the pipeline. I'm psyched to see Andor coming out at the end of August. That's going to be a ton of fun. I will be definitely reacting to Ahsoka when it comes out next year, hopefully early next year, because I've had that one in my targets for as soon as I heard it was announced. That one's going to be amazing. I love this universe. I love the wealth of stories that fill this universe, and thank you guys for following them with me here. Until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.